So we got a all new exhaust system we're going to install on this baby. Make her sound good and nice. So I'll update you guys whenever me and Martin get it on. It's been about, I'd say, 3 or 4 days since the last time I took a video of this. So what I've done recently is I fixed the position of the wheelbase, which is where I extended the long arms out. Also fixed some problems with my suspension binding up. Fixed the track bar from where it had the wheelbase set to the passenger side. Got these vents installed. They don't look too bad. They're a little roughed up from where I had to beat the hell out of them, but they'll be painted over anyway. Also got a new exhaust manifold on right here. You can see it kind of under the intake. Also, we have a new exhaust system going in this, and it's going to include a cutout instead of a cap. And so this will be situated somewhere about right here. It'll hook from the exhaust pipe here that I've run from the manifold. It'll run from this to this. There'll be a little bit of a spacer in between it so this ain't blowing directly into the side of the muffler. And then we'll have our downpipe. So yeah, I'll hit you guys up whenever we get the exhaust installed. Alrighty, so we got the cutout in and installed. Got it all welded up and it sounds pretty good. Now I've got to cut a piece of pipe to hook up to the muffler, and I'm going to end up welding those to the muffler and then hanging the muffler over here and putting a little bit of a down pipe just before the axle. And then we'll be finished. We'll start wiring this up to some buttons, momentary switches, so I can actuate this without a stupid little Bluetooth remote. We've got most of the Jeep done. Suspension work wise, everything's on. Everything's working pretty good. Everything's good and tight. Got all of our alignment fixed. I do need to fix the adjustment on my pitman arm because if you can see, my wheels are straightened out, but my steering wheel's all sideways, which is really annoying because I can't read my gauges whenever I'm driving straight down the highway. But had some problems with the fuel injectors that I had bought off eBay. They did not work even for 5 miles. So I put the stock ones back in and now it runs again. Got her kind of dirty driving it. But now I'm going to prep this thing to get painted. So I've got to take off all the handles, lights, and tape everything up, and then we'll get to sanding everything down. Probably going to take this whole front end off and then put plastic over the bumpers and stuff, and then paint these separately. Alright, so I got most of it off. I do have a small problem though. The winch, the way that I routed it was through the grill. I'm going to have to cut a slot through the middle of this to allow for me to pass this wire through it, because I am not unwiring all that. All right, so we got the front end off. Now I guess I'm going to go through and try to take some of the door handles off, maybe tape them over, I don't know, and just get everything ready to be sanded and primed. Alrighty, so it's the next day. Got everything cleaned off. Got the whole front end taken off. The mirrors are off. The front door handles are off. Found out these were going to be a son of a gun to take off, so we didn't take those off. The whole back is cleaned up. Everything's good and clean. Took off the roof rack and these little pads that were up here. And we also got all our emblems off. So now I'm going to go ahead and start taping up everything. Then I guess we'll start sanding her down and clean it up one more time, put some primer. Let's get to it. Alright, so I got most of the windows taped up. Got the whole driver's side and the back. Tonight when I get home from work, I'm going to do front windshield and the passenger side, and then we'll get to sanding everything down. Alright, well, we got everything prepped up, taped off, and covered up. Now we're going to sand off all this old paint and get it ready to be cleaned, and then a primer and a top coat and clear coat applied. So let's get to it. Alrighty, so it's the next day. We got most of the roof sanded off. I'm going to start getting on the hood, and then we'll work our way to the sides, kind of like washing. Start from the top, go down. Well, we got it all sanded up. I mean, obviously it ain't gonna look too pretty, but it's got all them little micro scratches for the paint to stick onto all the way around it and on top. So I think I'm gonna call it a night. And now it is 2:35 in the morning. Come out here tomorrow and touch up the interior with some of this rust reformer. I tried to do this top part with just a piece of cardboard there. I'm really scared that I'm going to get some paint on this, and that would really suck to have paint on your window. And so I'm going to go through and tape off the windows and spray down this interior with that rust reformer. Should look more like that black right there. And we'll get everything on the inside with that so that I can primer and spray everything else.